Hello, everyone. This is Sherry Stevens, the CEO of the Women's Executive Network, and I have with me today Coach Kamshuka. Coach Kamshuka is a resilient survivor of the Ugandan Civil War and the 1990 Gulf War, overcoming childhood traumas, including sexual, emotional, and mental challenges. She emerged as a warrior. Named Accomplished Black Canadian Woman 2020, Coach Kamshuka, a mindfulness practitioner and certified life and wellness coach, inspires resilience and transformation. Coach Kamshuka is the author of Becoming Warrior, The Upgrade, and co-author of Girl Power Uncensored. And she just released her new book, Awaken Your Highness. Welcome, Kamshuka.
Thank you so much for having me. So delighted to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you here. And Kamshuka is also one of our WXN vetted master coaches, and she will lead a session in our 10-session Boldly Forward Leadership Learning Series. Her session is on April the 17th, and she will be speaking about Boldly Forward, Unleashing the Power of Purpose-Driven Progress. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. So, are you ready to get started?
Absolutely. Let's get started. I cannot wait to get into
Wonderful. So we're going to do a little sneak peek behind the
this.
curtain here, okay? But don't give too much away, just a little sneak peek. So
Sounds
let's
good.
dive in.
hmm
So, Coach Kamshuka, you are an award-winning entrepreneur and experienced coach dedicated to awakening the warriors within others. So, what does becoming warrior mean to you?
I love when people ask me this because it just reminds me, it's like my reminder for why I'm here and why I do what I do. Becoming warrior to me is the reminder to embrace discipline and the resilience in all aspects of our lives, not just one area. It's like the moment you get to pause and say, how do I show up in this moment? It's the moment we get to stop and pause and ask ourselves, how am I going to approach this challenge, this moment that my mindset is being tested, my mind, my circumstances is being tested. So the warrior doesn't shy away from these difficult situations.
Mhm.
It's having and embracing that warrior mindset to know that I may feel down, I may feel sad, I may not be able to get up, but in this moment, I'm going to trust the power within myself. I'm going to face my fears as hard as I can be and rise up. Not that I won't cry on the way up, not that I won't feel the pain, but I'm going to allow this fear to be my fuel as I rise up. The warrior is always about evolving, learning, and stepping into your full potential with both your heart and your mind. Um, Accepting and acknowledging those moments that are weakness, but also knowing that in weakness, we find our strength.
Very well put. Yes, absolutely. During your session, will you be showing the women in the session how to embrace their warrior within inside of them?
Absolutely. We're going to start with that because it is a shift in the mindset.
Hmm.
And to want different, I always say this, it's small impact that brings us to the moments of big movements, right? If
Hmm.
you want different, you have to move different. And to begin those movements, you have to start with embracing the warrior mindset. And we're going to start with that moment. That's how I plan on starting that session.
Love it. Love it. I'll be
Yeah.
there. My next question is, moving boldly forward requires both resilience and intentionality. What's one small but powerful action we can take today to strengthen both?
Well, starting by setting clear intentions. I say this to, I start my day off by setting intentions. And I also talk a lot about it, even on my social media, with the question, what are you going to do today to set your intention? What is one thing you can do today? By setting a clear intention, you're committing to one small, meaningful action. Now, we know this. All it takes is one small step. You know, if you have a goal, most of the time we have these large goals that we set for ourselves, but it starts with a one small step towards that goal. So, for example, if your goal is to build resilience in and and you're going through stress, you're in the moment of the adversity. You want to be able to set aside 5 minutes. You
Hmm.
can start with 2 minutes, but set aside 5 minutes of mindful breathing or just sitting still, allowing yourself to not feel overwhelmed. So setting a clear intention to just sit, in the peace
Yeah.
of I'm going to use this moment to breathe. I'm going to think in this moment, or I'm just going to sit here. That's a powerful way to
Hmm.
start. You may not know the answers or know what the next 5 hours are going to look like, but to set that intention is so powerful. It's a small action that leads you to a great moment. And when you start with just breathing or taking that pause, you're allowing yourself to be intentional. And when you're intentional, um, that is exactly how you want to start the day. It's easy to lose control of your day. Sometimes the day is controlling us. But
Yes.
when you start your day controlling how you set that intention, it's a very powerful move.
I agree with you. I actually sit with it. That's what I say, sit with it. I
Mm,
see that a lot on
yes,
social media as well. It's just,
yes,
we all have these big dreams, which is wonderful because we need big dreams in our lives, right?
hmm,
We have big goals, but I think sometimes in trying to achieve them, it can become
yes,
overwhelming, as you said,
yes,
right? Because we
absolutely.
look at the mountain and we're not looking at the steps to the mountain. We're not looking at
Hmm.
the small intentional
Yeah,
milestones to get there, right? We just
yeah,
want mountain.
yeah.
It doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, that's right. Overachievers, right? And we have
Yeah,
to we have to slow down and allow ourselves to face the clarity. And that
exactly.
only comes by setting an intention and saying, okay, one small move here.
Mhm.
Small moves, will take you to those big moments.
Yeah,
So give
exactly.
yourself the time and the space to be able to do that.
Yeah, and forgive yourself, right? Be
Absolutely.
kind with
Oh,
yourself as well. I think is really
yeah,
important. Yes.
so true.
So, next question is your new book, Awaken Your Highness. And by the way, I love this book. I haven't read it yet. I want to. I'm going to.
Yeah.
But I was watching you as you were developing it and on social media
Mm,
and bringing
mm,
it to life. And I'm like, wow, this is so powerful.
mm.
Just even
Yeah.
seeing the cover of the book and even
Oh,
before
thank
reading
you.
it, it's just this image of power,
Mm-hmm.
right? This image
Mm-hmm.
of,
Mm.
um, like you said, just awakening your
Oh,
highness. It's so
yeah.
perfect. I love it. So
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a everything you said is how I feel about it. So you just took the emotion out of me with how you described it. It's such a powerful book.
It
To
is.
think that we don't have to stay where we are. You know, we can command the spaces we're in, and it starts by how we show up. For
Mhm.
ourselves, like you said, to start to forgive yourself and just be okay to say, "I'm going to start with myself.
Yeah.
Let me give myself the grace I need. Let me be kind to myself." It's so powerful to know that we have that ability to not just be comfortable where we are, but to, for everything we want to achieve in this life, all the goals we have professionally and personally, to know that it all begins with us,
Yes.
and to awaken yourself to who you are and that power within you. It's just, it's mind blowing. It's like, I could do this for me. And when I do this for me, what does this do for everybody else's truth also? And I think that's really
Exactly.
powerful.
And I also think it's, not just about being kind to yourself I think it's also about building a community around you. And I think, your book,
Hmm.
Awaken Your Highness, is really rooted in the power of
Hmm.
sisterhood, right?
Yes, yes.
And I just want to know, can you share a story about how community, even like, our WXN community or other
Mm.
communities help us step into our boldness?
I have many stories, starting with even just my own story. But one story I can share is, in a session, a group coaching session, many women from different places, different backgrounds, different spaces. Not everyone comes with the same energy, but everyone's there to learn and to understand and to grow. And I remember one lady, she was terrified of sharing her ideas. She had so many great ideas, but just terrified to even say it, because she was so worried about the rejection and worried about not being accepted. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? But this is something that was birthed inside of her, and she could birth it. And it was a few sessions, so I encouraged her to come ready, and I love that the second session she attended with me and the group, not only did I encourage her to share her idea and ask the other ladies to share as well, but the ladies kind of, I felt like they circled her and said,
Oh, that's
we
wonderful.
want to hear. And
Yeah.
that made me feel so good to think,
Yeah.
like, that's your sister saying, I got an idea too, and I'm as scared as you are,
Yeah.
you know, but we can do this.
Yeah.
And when she shared, it took her a minute. And as she shared, just the embrace of the women, the sisterhood,
Mhm.
the community, to
Yeah.
feel safe and to feel like what you have is so beautiful. Like
Mhm.
the way the ladies circled her and started to congratulate her
Yeah.
and say, I can't wait to see this idea come to life. What do you need? Some women also offered some advice, some resources.
Mhm.
And I was just, my heart was, I was stumped because it's not that I didn't know that could happen, but when you see community in action,
Mhm.
it's such a beautiful thing. And
It is.
it's just a reminder that we can do a lot on our own, but when we're together and we're with
So
the
much
women,
more.
oh, so much
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And just the feeling of going from fear to victory, to know that,
Mhm.
to be so proud of yourself, that you were able to share, and at the same time the ladies were lifting each other up, just congratulating her. And I know she felt so good that she shared, and that fear was, it's almost like it's gone, it was the fuel, and then it was gone because here we are as community being so afraid. But when we are circled, when we are in this setting of sisterhood, we're in this together.
Exactly.
What you have, I need. What I have, you need. And we're all bouncing off each other. So that's something that sticks out to me. And I'm actually so excited for this one lady because in a few months, she's going to be releasing what she had. And I'm going to definitely let you know.
Okay.
And you'll
Wonderful.
feel it when you see what it is. You'll feel it. But it's just so beautiful that she was brave enough to know that, um, the courage and the strength she needed
Mhm.
was found in sisterhood and in community.
Yeah,
And I
exactly. And
know she feels amazing.
that's how I feel about WXN, right? It is a really bold community of women that support one
Hmm.
another on their
Hmm.
journeys. And it's wonderful to see that as when they come together and they do great things.
So
So
empowering.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for your time today. I really
Thank
appreciate. I know
you.
you're a busy lady with all your book writing and all your travels and going here and going there. I can't even really keep up
It's
with you.
it's an honor to be able to serve in this magnitude and to be of service in my community. Um, to know that when I'm sharing, when I'm giving, it's how I'm filled as well. I'm inspired to be inspired. And as I inspire, I always walk away even more inspired. So it's like if I keep sharing and pouring, I know that my cup is being filled also. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for you and your platform. And I'm so very excited.
I'm grateful
for
for
our
you
session.
too.
It's going to be great.
It is. It's going to be
Thank
wonderful. And
you.
everybody out there, I want you to get ready for this session and all the others to elevate
Mm.
your leadership game with the WXM Boldly Forward Leadership Learning Series starting on March 6th and running through to December. This series is designed to ignite your potential, push your boundaries, and drive you towards success. For more details, you can visit wxnetwork.com or see the link below. Coach Kamshuka, you're a beautiful soul. Please have a wonderful day, and I look forward
Thank
to
you
your
so much.
session.